Happy Monday, television family. And yes, there is such a thing as a happy Monday. Trust me on that, especially if you like what you're doing. 29th day of August, 2022. I am Dan Kuntz, and here we go. Another week of exciting television heading into Labor Day weekend. We got some good stuff for you today. A lot of news to get to. A couple of house fires up the Orondo way over the weekend. Nobody killed, but some injuries involved there. House fires are never a good thing. We'll have that in the news. Weather, we're going to heat right back up again after a very pleasant late summer weekend with a high of 78 on Saturday and 81 yesterday. We're going to start cooking again. That high pressure ridge that was just sitting off the coast when we last visited on Friday has now begun to shift over. It's centered over the state of Washington. Temperature is going to climb up. We're going to have that radiant heat. Going to be a warm week before we head into the Labor Day weekend, but all in all, it's looking really good. Forecast details are coming up. You can still see the smoke and the haze, which has been prevalent over the last 2 weeks or so since the fires up Lake Wenatchee area got going. Although we had some windy conditions over the weekend, things were still pretty quiet around the White River and Irving Peak fire. I'm glad to tell you that. But you can still see it's kind of hazy. It is that way this time of the day. Relative humidity is at their highest. It's 63% relative humidity, so that gets the clouds and the smoke and the haze down close to the valley floor. It'll lift up as the day progresses. Forecast details are coming up. Sports, we know who the starting quarterback is going to be for the Seahawks come Monday, September 12th. We'll talk about that, plus the reaction of the difficult loss from Dallas on Friday night. Mariners are looking pretty good. They took 3 of 4 from a very good Cleveland Guardians team. We got highlights of yesterday's victory. Robbie Ray looked like the Cy Young Award winner he is. He just shut Cleveland right down. And in the back half of the program, it's our good buddy Kyle Green is back. He'll be live here in the studio. He's a big fan of the program and a good friend of ours. He'll be talking about the Word Retreat, which is a gathering of first responders, both military and otherwise, law enforcement, fire, that kind of deal. They do an annual retreat. The retreat is in October. They have a banquet coming up in just about 10, 12 days. And Kyle will talk about that in the back half of the program. I'm liking that. 61 degrees outside of the haze. It's a nice morning. Let's start our tour around the valley 2 minutes after the hour. Again, our Wenatchee Heights camera, we don't have it anymore. It finally, after all those years of hard work, it bit the dust. It's in a dumpster somewhere or being recycled. So we got a new one on the way. In the meantime, until we do, we'll be using the Jump Off Ridge camera to begin our tour. And you can see the haze and the smoke really settling down, especially on the East Wenatchee bench. Look at that. I'll look at the air quality monitor here in just a couple minutes to see where we're at with that. But that's an overall wide view of the valley proper on this Monday. Camera 2. That is Lake Wenatchee. Is that Lake Wenatchee? It looks that way to me. I don't know. My IFP apparently isn't working there. You're right. That is the Lake Wenatchee area. So you can see how thick and hazy the smoke is there. Somewhere down there is a lake. Trust me. But it's really settled down over the lake with the smoke and the haze there. Good morning, Lake Wenatchee. That doesn't look real pleasant, does it? Camera number 3. Speaking of smoke and haze, there's the Tumwater Canyon camera as we look over Leavenworth. And, of course, Leavenworth much closer to the fires. And you can see it's really, really socked in down there with some pretty dirty air in the Leavenworth area. You can't even see the foothills around Leavenworth. Normally you can quite easily. And camera 4. Billy Goat checks in, not quite as hazy up there. Good morning to Pateris. Good morning to Brewster. Good morning to Bridgeport and all places up north right now. Omak, you're at 52 degrees. It's cool up there, but everybody is going to warm up. And as we get closer and closer to the Labor Day weekend, the early look at the weather for Labor Day weekend looks pretty good. This is a little ways out in advance, but if the computer models hold true, here's what we're looking at for Labor Day weekend for most of the Pacific Northwest, or at least our area. Going to be above average temperatures. We could see the lower 90s here in the Wenatchee Valley. We're certainly going to be in the 90s today, right around 89 or 90. By the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to be right back to hot, triple digits. By the time we get to the weekend, still in the 90s, but a little bit cooler. Lots of sunshine, a little bit of wind in the afternoon. Outside of that, if you have outdoor plans for Labor Day weekend, and a lot of people do, it's looking pretty good. One other item of note I want to bring up, sunrise this morning, 6:16. Sunset tonight, 7:46. That's 13 and 1/2 hours of daylight. Last Monday at this time, we had 13 hours and 53 minutes of daylight. We've lost 23 minutes of daylight in the course of the week. That is what happens this time of the year. From the National Weather Service, here we go. After highs only in the upper 70s on Saturday and lower 80s on Sunday, here we go. Here comes the heat again. Right back up to 90 we go, with 65 for the overnight low, 96 on Tuesday. Wednesday, the hottest day of this trend, close to a record high Wednesday with a high of 99 degrees. We welcome September on Thursday with lots of sunshine and very hot, 98. A little bit of a cool down on Labor Day weekend, but it's still going to be in the 90s, so outdoor plans looking really good. If you got to go camping or whatever it is, if you got a 3-day weekend for Labor Day, right now the long-term forecast looks rather pleasant, but of course that could change. Outside of that, there you go. Typical late August, early September weather. 6 minutes after the hour, going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have your Monday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
This could be the view out of your office window.
North Central Washington is probably one of the most beautiful places to live, and you get to experience it all as a transit operator.
Link Transit coach operators enjoy full family benefits, paid CDL training, a state-of-the-art fleet, and the satisfaction of being part of a progressive, community-minded team.
We have a lot of fun with each other. I mean, it's a good group of people. We're all kind of like a family.
If you like this view, Link has a seat for you. The next operator training starts soon. Apply today at linktransit.com.
It's the NCW Life Community Calendar, brought to you by NCW Towing. The harvest is in full swing, and you can pick up your fresh, locally grown produce at the Wenatchee Valley Farmers Market on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Wednesday hours are from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and on Saturdays, the Farmers Market is open from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Fruits and vegetables, original arts and crafts, soaps, candles, plants, and goodies to snack on. Meet and support local farmers, growers, artisans, and craft makers at the Pybus Public Market. It's smoky, it's hazy, as you can tell. We are at 60 degrees. We're going to be kissing 90 today. Big warm-up continues. We'll be well to the 90s, close to 100 by Wednesday and Thursday. Slightly cooler, but not much for Labor Day weekend, and bountiful sunshine for everybody. It's just about 8 minutes after the hour. 3 people were injured in a house fire. This happened late Friday night north of Orondo. 2 of those injuries, we are told, are serious. Orondo Fire Chief Jim Oatley said the fire on Highway 97 about 2 miles north of Orondo was reported at about 11:18 on Friday night, just as firefighters were wrapping up work on a fire 9 miles to the north that damaged 2 homes there. Oatley said firefighters arrived at the Highway 97 house fire to find 3 injured residents in the driveway and a fire burning in the basement of the home. The fire damage was limited to the furniture and contents of the home. 2 of the residents were transported to Central Washington Hospital in Wenatchee with serious injuries. 1 resident was treated at the scene. That earlier 3-alarm fire in the Twin W development along the Columbia River completely destroyed a home and caused upper-level damage to another residence after heavy winds blew flames into that home. In addition, 5 vehicles suffered fire damage. Nobody was injured in either home, by the way. Oatley said the residents of the initial home were able to escape with only their swim gear. That fire was first reported just after 5 o'clock on Friday. No cause of those house fires have been announced. You just saw the map of the brush fire that was outside Rock Island Road. It burned about 5 acres on Saturday night before area firefighters were able to get it contained. Despite having to battle heavy winds, the fire was along Batterman Road, right near the Rock Island Golf Course. A wildfire last year off Batterman Road burned about 14,000 acres. That was last summer. There were no reports of structures damaged in the fire. The fire was first reported at about 6:20 again on Saturday afternoon. Police are asking witnesses to come forward if they have any information on this mysterious shooting that happened last week in East Wenatchee. That man ended up with a gunshot wound to his left arm. A 28-year-old victim has so far refused to answer police questions about the incident. He was found at a home in the 200 block of North Georgia Avenue on Tuesday evening, but investigators say believe the shooting took place near Grant Road in Kentucky sometime between 3:30 and 4:30. If you saw suspicious activity in that area or have security camera footage, you're asked to contact Rivercom Dispatch's non-emergency line at 509-663-9911. The prohibitive cost of housing is something that needs to be talked about, and by golly, they're going to talk about it. 2 housing trusts in our area are going to do just that. Starting Wednesday, Upper Valley Mend will host a series of 3 discussions on workforce housing that's taking place in Leavenworth and Shaston. The Chelan Valley Housing Trust holds a similar town hall discussion tomorrow at the Chelan Senior Center. Leavenworth and Chelan have been classified among cities where homes are too expensive for most local workers to afford. That can force long commutes, and it also drains the pool of potential employees. The new school year starts tomorrow. For Wenatchee students, it's already underway for Eastmont and other local schools. COVID-19 remains a concern as students gather in great numbers indoors. So the Washington State Department of Health says most of the COVID restrictions that were in place at the end of the last school year are still in effect.
We have some cautious optimism around our COVID-19 trends statewide. We are seeing a decline in cases, hospitalizations, and death compared to last month, though disease levels are still relatively high. So keep taking the measures you're taking to keep your family and community safe. Vaccines and boosters are a key focus, and we want to do everything we can to keep our community safe in light of the ongoing pandemic, and also to ease the burden on our healthcare system. DOH did release updated COVID-19 guidance for K-12 schools and childcares at the beginning of this month on August 5th, and in preparation for the upcoming school year. And that guidance is available in multiple languages, and there is a summary brief available for school and childcare workers. There is one for families and caregivers, and these are on our website and available in English and 39 home languages to support accessibility. Our requirements and guidance for the upcoming school year are pretty similar to how we ended the prior school year. So for the people that work in schools and childcares and students and families, it should feel very familiar. There's a limited set of requirements that schools must do, and those are complemented with recommendations that emphasize the layered prevention measures that limit transmission in the school environment. This is in recognition of a movement to a more shared responsibility between schools and childcares and the families that are in that community, as well as the widespread availability of tools that we can all use to protect our own health, the health of our families, and the broader community. Things like vaccines, rapid antigen tests that can be done at home, quality, affordable, well-fitting masks that we can wear when disease is high or if we have a risk in our family, and antiviral medications for those who get COVID and are at risk for severe disease. We continue to encourage schools to work with their local health department and consider their local context when selecting additional measures to help reduce COVID transmission in their community and in their buildings. And particularly that they do this in strong partnership whenever there's a high level of disease or potentially an outbreak in the school.
That's what's making news on this Monday, the 29th day of August. We're pretty much back to full staff. You guys were on vacation last week, but we still were able to cobble together some news. My golly, we're going to do it again at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock with a preview of the Monday evening news. Here's our good friend, Grant Olson.
Good Monday morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News. After a much cooler weekend, get ready for another mini heat wave where we could see record highs by midweek. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Dan will recap the Seahawks-Dallas game, and we'll take a look at how the Mariners did against the Guardians as they wrapped up their weekend series yesterday. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Don't forget, you got a news tip, or you just want to say, hi, how you doing? You can say, hi, how you doing? Or here's a news tip. By going to our website, ncwlife.com, you can go to our Facebook page and use the Messenger app, or you can email us directly. Might be the best way to go about doing it. And our email address is news@ncwlife.com. Mariners had a pretty good weekend. Seahawks, not so much. Plus, the obscure holiday, today in history, some celebrity birthdays, and opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and our good friend Kyle Green will join me in the back half of the program. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. We can just
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
You'll find it at Save Money. Full service at a low, low price.
Minutes after the hour, Robbie Ray looked really good. 6 dominant innings. It's actually 7 dominant innings. Dylan Moore had a home run. Ty France had a home run. The Mariners beat the Guardians 4-0 on Sunday. Seattle taking 3 of 4 from Cleveland. This is a potential postseason preview. All 4 games highly entertaining, tight, well pitched, and the Mariners squeezed out just enough runs to take 3 of 4.
Guardian starting pitcher, brought to you by your Northeast Ohio Ford dealer. Savali coming out, making his 16th start. Still looking for his first road win of the year. He's making start number 9 away from home.
Swing and a miss. There's that wicked curveball from Aaron Savali.
If Aaron can get ahead of these guys earlier in the at-bats with that cutter and his fastball and things like that, that's a pitch that's going to be very effective for him.
The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Hey, struck him out.
Situations like that. Now, I'm not saying you just own him from pitching inside, but just those little moments like that can really help.
Well, that's a good moment right there, putting away Miles Straw very quickly. A 1-2, 3-3 for Robbie. 2-2. Going back is Ramirez. The left fielder's going to take care of it. Oh, lost it in the sun. Adam Frazier kept his head up, kept on running. He's into second base. A Sun double. First Mariner hit.
You get a break, but it's crystal clear.
There off the end of the bat, routine roller to Rosario.
Good job by
Savali. And he'll throw him out, picks up his left fielder Quan. Ball lost in the sun, does no damage. We've played 3 in Seattle.
Julio had played just right. How good is that kid?
On that play right there too. We've seen this multiple times. Julio Rodriguez, obviously, we all know about the contract extension. We know about the power, the speed, everything else. But one thing that I'm so impressed with, the ability to come in on the ball and plays like this and stay on the 2. Usually that's a ball that's that split-second decision where you take a step back, you let that ball bounce. If if it's going to be a single. Tell you what, Robbie Ray loves that too. Man.
Jordan Wright.
Taking singles away, taking speed, keeping speed off the bags.
Played the slice perfect.
Yeah. Good friends with them.
Swing and a miss. Robbie Ray with another strikeout. That's his 4th. 2 down here in the 4th. 3-2 to Ramirez. Right to Adam Frazier. Played perfectly. Robbie Ray throwing a beauty.
Got it. Swing and a miss. Struck him out.
A lot
That's
of off speed.
Number 4 for Aaron Savali. He's going to be getting strong as we come down the stretch.
And that's what Carl was telling him, Matt.
Yeah.
It's only his 4th start since coming back.
That's boom. Deep center. Back is Miles. On the warning track. Hauls it down, and Eugenio Suarez bid to put Seattle on top. Falls shy.
First time. 2 out runners at the corners. Popped it up. Miller got room. Jumps in. No. Ramon De Jesus is not having it. He is not having it. He said that was screen aided.
You see this ball? See if this ball touches the screen. He's right. Look at that.
Oh, yeah, screen aided. Come on.
Absolutely. Good call right there.
Runs at a premium. 2-2 to Demo. Savali deals. Breaking ball. Swung on, driven deep to left. Quan running out of room. It's gone. Demo. Dylan Moore with a 3-run homer. The Mariners have the lead. For Dylan Moore, home run number 6 takes his RBI count to 19.
And that is Stalls one to deep right field. That'll get down and hop up over the fence and hit the railing above the fence. And that'll be a leadoff ground rule double for Andres Jimenez, his 22nd double on the year.
Couple big pitches coming up, maybe just one. Let's see. 0-2 here to Rosario with 2 out, 2 on. The pitch. He got it! nailer. 0 for 2. And this one right to Ty France. Tidy, tidy, tidy. Nicely done by Robbie Ray. 7 strong shutout innings against a good Cleveland ball club. Ty France, he's 1 for 2. High drive left field. Giddy up, baby! Gone! Ty France with a home run. The swing is back. The groove is back. And the Mariners have a 4-0 lead. Rock'em sock'em, Ty France. Tough guys up here. Juan Rosario Ramirez. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Riley strikes him out. Strands 2. We go bottom 8. It's all Mariners. 4-0 against Cleveland. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Seawall. Ground ball, third base. Gino. That's a ball game. Mariners win it 4-0 and take this series 3 out of 4 against a good Cleveland ball club.
Ray looked really good. He scattered just 3 hits. He struck out 7. He walked nobody. For the month of August, Robbie Ray allowed just 6 earned runs and struck out 41 over 33 innings of work. He threw at least 6 innings in all 5 starts for the month of August, and he permitted just 2 earned runs or less in each start. That's pretty good pitching. They're off today, and then rookie right-handed pitcher George Kirby will make his 19th start Tuesday when they'll be in the Motor City to take on Detroit in August. Kirby is 3-0 with a 2.59 ERA and 29 strikeouts over 4 starts. So the Mariners off today. They'll take on the Tigers in the series beginning tomorrow at Comerica Park. Geno Smith is going to be the starting quarterback. He's going to be replacing Russell Wilson as the first starting quarterback in 10 years for the Seahawks since Russell Wilson went away. Coach Pete Carroll made the announcement Friday night after that 27-26 preseason loss to the Cowboys, including 3 interceptions by Drew Lock.
Geno was solid in his outing, and Geno's going to start. You know that he's going to start the opener, and he's earned it. He's won the job with the time and the time frames that got messed up for us for Drew. He just ran out of time in making his bid for it, and so I mean I'm clear about that. So I just want to let you know so everybody knows, so you don't have to ask about it anymore. In the meantime, Drew's got to keep on battling because he can play, and he's got all kinds of stuff in him, and I want him to be ready at the moment's call, and he's going to keep growing, pushing, and developing as a fantastic player, I think, and I have no problem playing with him too. So we're fortunate to have 2 guys that can go, and when he comes off the bench, if he gets his chance, he'll be ready to go and try to light it.
After the game, Geno Smith says it's an honor to be named the starting quarterback, but there's still a lot of work to do.
You know, it means a lot. It means a lot. I'm pretty sure, it's something that I've been preparing for. And the reality is that, like I said, it's just step 1. It's just the beginning. And, I got to make sure that I'm ready to go out there and win and play 17 games, and more. And so, for me, I'm grateful. I'm thankful. Forever indebted to the Seattle Seahawks organization. But, it's time to get to work.
Locke started 21 games over 3 seasons with the Broncos. He says he's disappointed, but he will adjust.
I mean, as a competitor, you're always disappointed. And I was disappointed. You want to be out there. You want to be playing with those guys. You want to be able to step on the field and show what you can do. And, you're disappointed. But now it's my job, to have his back and, be the best teammate I can be and come out every day and find ways to make this team better and to make myself better. Striving to just get better every single day. I know I won't be the one taking the reps, but there's a lot of ways you can get better. I learned a lot about, what to do last year in this situation and how to be ready when you're coming in. And, I'll be ready for any chance that I get and just going to get better every day.
Seahawks have until 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon to trim their roster to 53 players, and they begin the process of preparing for their season opener Monday, September 12th against Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos. Quick little programming reminder, our fall sports schedule on the NCAA Life channel for high school sports gets underway this Friday. We'll be at Eastmont at Wildcat Stadium. It's the Wildcats and the Panthers from Meade High School from the Greater Spokane League. Meade and Eastmont high school football. We'll have it for you right here live Friday night on the NCAA Live channel, your home for sports. And that's just some of the games that people are playing. On this Monday, the 29th day of August, the obscure holiday, it's to National According to Hoyle Day today. The phrase according to Hoyle means playing by the rules, the prescribed rules of the particular game. It's named after Edmund Hoyle, who codified the rules of certain games a very, very long time ago. In fact, Edmund Hoyle, who was British and a writer, nobody really knows anything about him. Most of his rules didn't really become accepted in the Western world until long after Edmund Hoyle died. He was born in 1672, and a lot of people played different games by different rules, and Edmund Hoyle said, no, there's got to be, this is it. These are the rules, these are the guardrails, so thus we use the term according to Hoyle, which means respect and abide by the rules of whatever game you're playing. Ironically enough, because of his great contributions to card rules, Edmund Hoyle was inducted into the Poker Hall of Fame in 1979, even though he died 60 years before the game of poker was even invented. Now that's impressive. Hoyle basically wrote and codified the rules for about 300 different card games. The idea is to avoid any kind of disputes. Now, according to Hoyle, is more of an umbrella for everything involving playing by the rules. And by the way, the word Hoyle and according to Hoyle is not patented or copyrighted. Pretty much anybody can use it for anything. That's what happens when you're born in 1672. Today is National According to Hoyle Day. Dig out the instruction book if there's a dispute. Here you go. 27 minutes after the hour. Today in history, Ishi, considered the last Native American to finally make contact with the white man, emerged from the forest in northeastern California on this date, August 29th, 1911. He was a Yana Indian. The rest of his tribe was simply gone. They had died. He had hung around. They say Ishi was about 50 years old. He never knows his birthday. He didn't even know his own name. Yanas did not speak their own names, according to custom. You do not speak the name of any Yana Indian who had died. Since he was the last Yana Indian, no living person knew his name. He didn't even know his own name. Ishi, he was about 50 when he made contact with the white man. He spent the last 5 years of his life in an apartment at the University of California. He was treated pretty well, but being a Native American, he had no immunity to certain diseases endemic to the white man, and not surprisingly, he was not particularly healthy for the last 5 years of his life. But Ishi, the last Native American to actually make contact with the white man, finally did so on August 29th, 1911. Think about that, 111 years ago today. August 29th, 1966, 56 years ago today, the Beatles played their last concert before a paying audience at Candlestick Park in San Francisco, California. For the Beatles, touring had become not very fun. It was restricting their creativity. They didn't like touring. When they started their North American tour that summer, they told Brian Epstein, do not book any more tours after this tour is over. We are done. Only 6 people knew it would be their final concert, the 4 Beatles themselves, their manager, Brian Epstein, and Tony Barrow, their press officer. The Beatles took photos of themselves on stage between concerts because they knew it was the end of it. It was recorded on a little cassette deck, which has since been widely bootlegged. Candlestick Park sat about 4,500 for a concert. Only 25,000 tickets were sold. Fans pay between $4.50 to $6.50 for the tickets. The Beatles charged $90,000. The show's promoter was a local production company called Tempo Productions. Since the Beatles took 65% of the gross, in addition to their $90,000, the city of San Francisco took 15% of the gross, plus they got 50 free tickets. So Tempo Productions, the actual promoter of the last concert the Beatles ever made, lost money. The Beatles hung it up. Our last concert, of course, they had that one more famous rooftop concert in January of 1969, not before a paying audience. You couldn't even see them. Happened on this date 56 years ago today. 17 years ago today, the 3rd deadliest hurricane in this country's history struck southern Louisiana, the U.S. Gulf Coast from Louisiana to the Florida Panhandle. Hurricane Katrina makes landfall. 1,836 people died, over $100 billion in damages. The city of New Orleans, in many respects, has not recovered from Hurricane Katrina. the third deadliest hurricane in this country's history, the Galveston hurricane, which is not only the deadliest hurricane in this country's history, but the deadliest natural disaster in this country's history. The third deadliest hit landfall on this state in 2004. I remember that very well indeed. And this is not supposed to happen. 15 years ago today, 6 U.S. cruise missiles with nuclear warheads are flown without authorization from Minot, North Dakota, to Barksdale Air Force Base in Louisiana. What happened? The nuclear warheads on the missiles were supposed to be removed before the missiles were taken from their storage bunker. Somebody dropped the ball. The nuclear warheads were not reported missing. They didn't know they were on the missiles. They remained mounted to the aircraft for 36 hours between Minot and Barksdale. During this period, the warheads were not protected by the various mandatory security precautions for nuclear weapons. In other words, if either one of these airplanes had crashed, who knows? I'm sure somebody got fired for that. 31 minutes after the hour, birthdays on this 29th day of August. Bird, Charlie Parker, the greatest saxophonist in jazz history. All due respect to all the great jazz saxophonists, and I could list them by the dozens. Charlie Parker is number one. The guy was simply a genius. He was born 102 years ago today, and like many jazz legends of his time, he did not live very long. He died in 1955 at the age of 34, but the music lives on. Charlie Parker, the best jazz saxophonist ever. John McCain, an American hero, born in the state of 1936, of course, spent 5.5 years as a POW in Vietnam, eventually served his country as a member of the House and then as a member of the Senate from the state of Arizona. And the 2008 Republican nominee for the presidency, John McCain, born on August 29, 1936. We lost John 3 years ago at the age of 81. And Michael Jackson, born in the state in 1958. He didn't live very long. His estate is still worth $200 million today, and they sold off almost all of the publishing assets that he once owned. Michael Jackson, an American musical legend, born in Gary, Indiana on August 29, 1958. It is 33 minutes after the hour. Going to take a break. Got an opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and then Kyle Green is going to join me. He's going to talk about the Word Retreat. What is that? He'll tell you when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
This could be the view out of your office window.
North Central Washington is probably one of the most beautiful places to live, and you get to experience it all as a transit operator.
Link Transit coach operators enjoy full family benefits, paid CDL training, a state-of-the-art fleet, and the satisfaction of being part of a progressive, community-minded team.
We have a lot of fun with each other. I mean, it's a good group of people. We're all kind of like a family.
If you like this view, Link has a seat for you. The next operator training starts soon. Apply today at linktransit.com.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
This Labor Day weekend is a time to get your boots on and join all your friends and family at the Ellensburg Rodeo. The nation's best athletes provide nonstop action all weekend long under the blue skies of Ellensburg. Your rodeo ticket also gets you into the world-famous Behind the Chute Saloon featuring a world-class lineup of entertainment. It's your chance to hang out with some real cowboys and cowgirls, too. Don't miss the Ellensburg Rodeo this Labor Day weekend. For tickets, call 800-637-2444 or visit ellensburgrodeo.com.
This is the NCW Live concert calendar. Fridays, it's live music at Alta Cellars in downtown Manson from 4 to 7 p.m. Sunday, it's Succession Winery located between Chelan and Manson with live music from 2 to 5. Chelan Cellars and Sorrento's Restaurante present music on Mondays at 4 p.m. weekly. Check the individual websites for more information. That's the NCW Live concert calendar.
The Clearwater Saloon and Casino has the best Vegas-style games in East Wenatchee. Come enjoy yourself and discover the nightly action. Win big and meet new friends at the Clearwater Saloon and Casino.
The newest generation of GMC Sierra pickups offer the most advanced technology, the strongest selection of powertrain, and everything else you need to work hard, play hard, and explore the boundaries of the Wenatchee Valley and beyond. Take a look at the latest, most luxurious and durable trucks on the market.
You will see why GMC is not your grandfather's pickup.
You want to bet, kid?
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, for some time, I've criticized some Christians and a church or two for some of their stances and practices, and I've been rebuked by other believers who accuse me of being divisive, and I've been lectured that I should only be supportive and promote unity. I'm also told that it's unchristian to be critical. Well, I have to wonder if some of those people have ever read the Apostle Paul's letters in the New Testament or some of the Old Testament prophets. Not in any way that I'm comparing myself to them, God forbid. Oh, gosh. But I think you get my point. And Jesus, the guy we're all saying we're following, now, who is it that he criticized? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Hello, my name is Brian Brett, the Fire Chief for Chelan County Fire District 1, and I just wanted to talk about how amazing our Rivercom team is. They are intentional, purposeful, and skillful in everything they do, and they are the best at what they do. How they prepare, how they handle the caller, how they coordinate the emergency services, and how they push themselves to be the best. This is the kind of spirit that our Rivercom telecommunicators have. Our community needs you, we need you, we admire you, you're our lifeline.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled out the new line of custom e-bikes. They have three-way adjustable folding e-bikes and full-size mountain e-bikes. Pedal assist and a throttle makes them a perfect fit for any rider. Green Motion e-bikes, located in the Mills Brothers building.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
Don't make plans to store your boat for the off-season until you've checked out the Super Package from Bob File Boats and Motors. With this package, you just drop your boat off for winterizing, and they take it from there. When you pick it up in the spring, it'll be ready to go for the next season. There are too many features in the Super Package to list here, so get the details. 509-884-3558.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
At Click It RV, we're overstocked on inventory and need to make room for brand new models on our lot. Between our 4 locations in Spokane, Tri-Cities, Moses Lake, and Milton Freewater, we have hundreds of travel trailers, fifth wheels, and RVs that have to go. With low payments, 0 down, and no payments for 90 days, you'll want to hurry in today while the best floor plans are still available. Come check out the Overstock Liquidation Sale. going on now at Click It RV.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I met this gentleman for the first time, 10, 12 years ago when he was doing Cashmere Bulldog football radio on one of our sister stations back when I was in radio. I'm no longer in radio. I'm too good looking, so they put me on television. Kyle, however, should still be on radio. We're just kidding. We love this guy. Kyle Green has joined me to talk about the Word Retreat, which is back for its 4th year.
You were hoping I was going to bring my wife down with me, right?
Yeah, way to go there, buddy. I got to tell you. Kyle Green is joining me. He's a good friend of the program. You can see a lot of Kyle today. He's doing McNaughty's show, too, at 10 o'clock this morning. How you doing, my friend?
Well, I'm doing awesome, Dan, and it's good to see you again. And happy birthday, by the way.
Yes, thank you. I'm now officially old.
Big day for you.
Yeah. I got up this morning and said, hey, I made it to another day.
Another year.
Kyle, the Word Retreat, let's talk about the retreat first, then we'll talk about the banquet. People are going, what are you talking, what is the Word Retreat? Well, we had a couple of the guys on this show just about a year ago at this time to talk about the Word Retreat, but in case you don't remember, Kyle will tell you.
Well, Word Retreat's been around for over a decade. It started out as like a men's retreat and kind of worked into doing women as well. It's a very impacting format. It's not like any kind of a typical retreat in that there's a key speaker or an outline or anything like that. It's a team-oriented type thing, and I can't go any further than that with it. But somebody came up with the idea, and actually Brian Burnett was involved in it. Doing one that was just for veterans and first responders, and I actually attended that in the fall of 2019, and it was just off the charts effective in reaching these guys. And a lot of vets were struggling. It's mind-boggling. Well, the further into this I get, the more blown away I am at how many vets are out there that are really hurting and struggling. And those guys come to these retreats and they're just hugely impacted. And we've seen lives change like you wouldn't believe. Guys come in with their hoodies pulled over and they won't look you in the eye, and they leave completely different, hugging everybody, and it's amazing. It really is.
And a lot of veterans, those who have somewhat adjusted to society as a whole after they leave the military, a lot of them become first responders.
Yes.
Either in law enforcement or in other aspects.
Yes, a large majority of the first responders that come to us have been in the military. Yep.
What's the the difference breakdown? Because you were a Navy veteran.
I'm a Navy vet. Yep.
Right, and most of them either probably Navy or Army, right? I'm assuming.
No, there's quite a few Air Force guys.
Okay.
I haven't had any Coast Guard guys show up yet, but pretty much all the branches have been pretty well represented at our retreats.
So the concept of the Word Retreat's been around for quite some time. This has just been tweaked to specifically address the spiritual needs of the first responders.
And that has kind of developed a life of its own. We have our own teams now. We have our own meetings. We're kind of doing everything separate from the rest of the Word Retreats. We're still under that umbrella, and we're a part of the Word ministry. But we've kind of taken on our own identity and everything. And one of the big things that's different with us is that we're trying not to pass off really the cost to the veterans. Now, this year we are charging a minimal amount to the vets, but we're giving a really huge discount for them to attend. And largely that is because the community supports us, and we're getting a lot of funding from people, people really want to help. They want to do something for the vets.
Is it a bigger challenge to get through? You talked about guys coming in with their hoods up and not making eye contact and just kind of, what am I doing here? I'm not really sure. The fact that this particular program is geared towards first responders and veterans, does that help a lot? I mean, because they have needs that regular civilians have no clue.
Well, that is the whole reason for the success, I think, is really what vets that are hurting, the guys that are coming out, especially these guys that are coming out of the terrorist wars, what they need are other vets who have been through this and have come out the other side. And VA, they have a lot of programs, and bless them for everything they do, and we appreciate it. But there's just nothing more of impacting. And honestly, you look back at the history of PTSD, the World War II, World War I, II, and Korean War vets. It was a different situation with them, and the biggest reason for that was all those guys, they came home from the war on a ship that they spent a month on with their peers talking about what they happened, and it was an isolated situation. The guys from Vietnam on, they were home in hours on an airplane, and a lot of times alone. And I came home from a conflict in the Middle East, literally walked away from action, got on an airplane, and was in San Diego the next day, and just didn't get a chance to talk to anybody about what I just experienced.
How do the veterans and first responders end up on your radar? How do they even know about this, besides going on this highly rated and award-winning program? How do you get the word out?
Every way we can. Okay. Mostly, word of mouth. A lot of the guys on our teams, they meet vets. I was in Hawaii working last week. Guess some people work in Hawaii, okay. And I ran into a guy and had a long talk with him, and he's getting registered. He's going to come up and attend this.
Let's talk about next Thursday, September 8th. You mentioned that you're giving a lot of these military and first responders steep discounts to come and thing, but it doesn't pay for itself.
No, we need community support, and it's funny you should ask that, Dan, because we have a fundraiser coming up a week from Thursday on September 8th. It's going to be at the Kashmir Riverside Center, where the 9/11 Memorial is, just a few days before 9/11 anniversary. And it's going to be an opportunity for the community to come, and we're going to feed you a nice dinner. We got a barbecue caterer that has donated a lot of the cost of the meal, and so we're going to pass that on to people, and in fact we're not going to charge you for the meal. So if you RSVP ahead of time at the link that's on that flyer we just put up, you can come and be there, and you get to hear the story about the veterans and first responder ministry that we're doing. You'll get to hear some testimonies, and you'll get a chance to bid on some auction items that have been donated, and you'll get a chance to donate to this ministry and help vets. And a lot of people are always saying, gosh, I wish there was something I could do, but I don't know how to talk to these people. I don't know what I can do for these people. Well, here's your opportunity. You come to this fundraiser and make a donation.
Do people, first responders and military, go to the word retreat thinking, I'm just going to go just to humor you guys. I'm fine. I'm well adjusted. I'm married with kids. I have a good job, and I'm through with all that. And they realize maybe that's not the case. Does that happen? That has happened, absolutely. And honestly, a lot of the guys that come, especially the ones that really need to, they don't want to be there. One of the things you see about vets is, number one, they won't talk to you about what they experienced. They just won't. And number two, they don't really think they need help because they're tough warriors, and they just think, I'm just going to push through this, and it never happens. Really, the biggest supporters, the people that make these retreats really happen and get these guys to the retreats are the wives and family members of these veterans that literally sometimes force them to come to the retreat. And those are people that we actually market to more than anything when we're trying to promote and look for people to come to these retreats is the why. Hey, get your husband to come here and we'll help him. Well, let's. You talked about all the information that Kyle, in much more in depth and much more larger, will be divvied out on the 8th at the Kashmir Riverside Center. But just for the uninitiated, what are the dates of the retreat? Where is it? How do we? Hey, I might have a veteran or first responder watching the show right now. So I want in. What do I do? Okay, all right. Well, you go to wordmovement.org, and there's a link on there for veterans and first responders. And you'll get a chance to see some of the videos, the testimonials,
and some different materials just to kind of give you more of a description about the retreats. And then there'll be a link there to register for the retreat. The dates of the retreat is October 29th, 30th, and 31st. I believe that's correct. Maybe it's 28th.
I think the 31st is a Monday.
Yeah, you're right. No, it's I'm a day off. 28th, 29th, and 30th. And it's that last weekend of October, and it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you'll get a chance to sign up. And there's a big discount, when you select that you're a veteran first responder attending.
I interviewed with a couple of the Word Retreat folks last year, and then one thing I remember, they said they feed you really good.
Oh yeah, no, and that's the thing, too, at these retreats, because we just kind of put out to different people that we need some help with the food, and we get caterers and people that do some really high-end meals that say, hey, I want to feed these vets. Like I say, it's mind-blowing the amount of empathy that people have for these guys and want to do something to help.
Have you heard from any other organizations similar to the Word Retreat that they know that you're doing a Word Retreat specifically catered to military and first responders? Is the word getting out that, hey, maybe we should do something along those lines using your deal as a template? Have you heard back from any organizations like that? Because it seems to me it's working. Why wouldn't it spread?
We are, to some degree. There's a lot of people that want to do something. For example, the Alethea Writing Center has started.
Great people.
Oh, yeah. Well, and actually, Nancy and Glenn and I went to junior and high school together, so we've known each other for a very long time. But they started doing a writing event for veterans, guys with PTSD. And we have joined hands with them, and some of our guys are out there now interacting with those veterans. And to my understanding, several of those vets are going to be coming to our next retreat.
I'll wrap it up with this guy. We just got a couple of minutes left. You've been there, I haven't. What's it like on Sunday when they load up the buses and you head home again? What's the vibe that you're picking up?
Oh, it's undescribable, Dan. One of the things we do, we have a church that sponsors each of these retreats. And so we load up the bus on Sunday morning and we go to that church, and that church throws their entire Sunday morning into a service for the veterans and first responders as they come back. And the energy and the vibe, my wife described it really well. She and I were dating at the time, and she took me to the retreat and then came back on Sunday, and she said the atmosphere was so electric when she came back on Sunday. She said she could tell something really special had just happened.
Kashmir Riverside Center, Thursday, the 8th of September. Bring your checkbook, folks.
Yep.
Give them a helping hand. And at 10 o'clock this morning, Kyle will be back to do McNaughty's show. Sorry about that. Why are you being punished? You got to do my show. And
when I was in the Navy, we did a thing called the shellback initiation, and you had to run a gauntlet, and that's kind of what I'm doing now. I'm running the gauntlet. So,
Kyle Green from the Word Retreat. Be good, my friends. Always good to see how the Bulldogs are going to do this year.
They're going to be really good this year.
Are they?
Yeah. No, they had a pretty decent year last year, and they were very, very young. A lot of returning starters. Yep.
That's true, but they lost one of their big studs.
They did.
Eastern, yeah.
Yep, but that was one guy, and they got more. Kashmir is really good at replenishing.
They are. They are. Kyle Green, it's good to see you, my friend. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll give you your weather forecast one more time when we come back.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today. D&L Army Surplus in Wenatchee is stocked with items for the whole family. From ammo to collectibles and so much more. D&L Army Surplus, your one-stop shop for military surplus, survival, camping, and tactical gear. Bring the whole family and stop on by today.
Connect with us on Networked as we introduce you to the people and organizations who are leading innovation in the region. Get inspired, engaged, and networked right here on the NCW Life Channel.
got a lot to do today. While you're out and about, remember to dispose of your unused medications safely and anonymously. It's a simple act that makes your home a safer place. Next time you're at the pharmacy, just place them in the drop box. To find a location, visit medproject.org.
How much are you paying for adult, family, or assisted living? Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living offers one-bedroom apartments for one affordable price. Their rates are all-inclusive. No nickel or diming or sudden increases, just one set price. You or your loved one will receive good food and excellent care in a relaxed, home-like environment. Stop on by for a tour to see if the Epladolin family is the right choice for you.
Family owned and operated Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living in Kashmir. Affordable care.
The NCW Life Channel offers marketing packages that help you build your brand and sell your products and services. From traditional TV ads to targeted digital campaigns, let us help you build your customer base. Call NCW Life Channel today.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
All right, let's put a little ribbon on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Now, I know a lot of people have a 3-day weekend coming up, the big Labor Day weekend, kind of the unofficial end of summer, although summer itself doesn't end for another a little over 3 weeks. So people are going, what's the weather going to be like in the Pacific Northwest and in North Central Washington on Labor Day weekend? And right now, the computer models are saying it's looking pretty good. If you like sunshine and warm temperatures and a nice light breeze, it's looking good. If you like rain and cold temperatures, well, you're going to have to go elsewhere. Things are looking good. The early look for September 3rd, 4th, and 5th, average temperatures may be above average in many locations. Certainly for the Wenatchee Valley, we're going to be warm. Lots of sunshine, nice afternoon breeze. Now, obviously, the weather forecast could change as we get closer to the weekend. It's only Monday, so we'll give you a running detail on what exactly Labor Day weekend will look like, not only for the Wenatchee Valley, but all of North Central Washington, for you folks who want to go out and say goodbye to what has been a very warm summer. And speaking of very warm, here we go again. We only hit 78 on Saturday and 81 on Sunday. Our normal high is 83. Here we go. 90 today. That ridge of high pressure is going to be centered right over the Pacific Northwest, and that's going to radiate that heat. 90 today, so a lot warmer than it was yesterday. 65 for the overnight low tonight, and then we get close to record high temperatures both Wednesday and Thursday. We could even see triple digits on Wednesday, probably a couple of degrees cooler on Thursday, but still lots of sunshine and very, very warm. Again, temperatures for the most part well above normal right into Labor Day weekend. We're used to that. Yes, we are. A couple of reminders throughout the course of this week. I'm going to be interviewing both the head football coach of Wenatchee High School, Scott Devereaux, and Coach Michael Dunn of the Eastmont football Wildcats. They're getting ready for the football season, our first fall sports broadcast, and we have a full slate. Not only do we have high school football, but we have high school volleyball, girls soccer. We'll bring it to you throughout the course of the fall. It starts on Friday night. We'll be at Eastmont High School at Wildcat Stadium as the Wildcats kick off their campaign. You remember they were 5-1 in league last year and went to the state playoffs. They opened up against the Meade Panthers from the Greater Spokane League. We'll have that game for you with Grant Olson on the play-by-play. We'll be doing that on Friday night. And then throughout the course of September, October, and right on into November, girls volleyball, Eastmont and Wenatchee, girls soccer, Eastmont and Wenatchee for your home for local sports. Looking forward to that. It's that time of the year. School is back. And that's it for us. Have a great Monday. We will see you tomorrow, I hope. Take care. Bye-bye.